Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a huge one of humanity's oldest questions, really. Can we actually slow down or maybe even reverse the aging process? We're going to dive right into the science of turning back the clock.
You know, for pretty much all of history, we've just accepted aging as this inevitable, unstoppable force, right? But what if that's changing? There's this new perspective starting to bubble up in science, and it's a big deal. It sees aging less like a fixed destination and more like a malleable process, something we might actually have some control over.
Okay, so before we go any further, we absolutely have to get this one key idea straight. There's your chronological age, that's just, the number of candles on your birthday cake, simple. But then there's your biological age, and that is the age your cells and your body act like. It's the real wear and tear. And here's the exciting part, the whole reason we're talking about this. Unlike your birthday, your biological age is a number you can actually change.
All right, let's start with the most accessible layer of this whole anti-aging onion, right on the surface. We're talking about the things we put in our bodies.
So, it turns out what you eat has a direct impact on your skin, which, by the way, is your largest organ. You can almost think of these foods as your internal skincare routine. Take red bell peppers and papaya. They're just packed with vitamin C, which is absolutely essential for producing collagen. You know, the stuff that keeps your skin firm. And then you've got blueberries and pomegranates. They're like tiny little bodyguards for your cells, protecting that precious collagen from getting damaged.
And this isn't just about looking good on the outside. Not at all. It goes way deeper. The healthy fats you get from things like avocados and nuts, they actually help repair your skin tissue and keep it moisturized. Sweet potatoes give you beta-carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A to help with skin elasticity. And broccoli, wow, it's a total anti-inflammatory powerhouse. And get this, some studies even suggest the lutein inside might help maintain your brain's memory function. Pretty amazing, right?
All right, time to peel back another layer of that onion. We're moving beyond just specific foods now to the bigger picture, the everyday habits that really power our body's longevity engine.
And here's the thing, the most powerful anti-aging tools, they're often the simplest ones. It's not some crazy, complicated secret. It's staying hydrated. It's getting quality sleep. That's when your body does all its repair work. Moving your body, getting some exercise, and a big one, managing stress. These daily habits, these are the absolute bedrock, the foundation of any real anti-aging strategy.
Oh, and let's talk about one of the biggest ones, something so many of us just forget: sunscreen. It is not just for beach days. UV damage from the sun is one of the main things that speeds up skin aging. Seriously, making daily sunscreen a non-negotiable habit, it's one of the single most effective things you can do. It's a shield.
Okay, so we've covered the outside. Now let's get to the core of the onion. Let's go deep inside the cellular clock and find out what is actually going on inside our bodies as we get older. The National Institutes of Health has this great way of thinking about it. They say to think of your body like a car. Over the years, just from exposure and usage, you get wear and tear. Little dings, some rust, it all adds up. And yeah, our bodies have amazing repair crews, but eventually, even they start to get tired and can't keep up.
So a huge part of this internal wear and tear comes down to these things called telomeres. The best way to picture them? Think about the little plastic tips on your shoelaces, right? The ones that keep them from fraying and falling apart. Well, telomeres are just like that, but for our chromosomes. And here's the catch. Every single time one of our cells divides, those little protective caps get just a tiny bit shorter.
Okay, so what happens when they get too short to do their job? The cell enters this weird state called cellular senescence. It stops dividing, but, and this is the crucial part, it doesn't die. It just hangs around like a zombie, pumping out all these inflammatory chemicals that damage the healthy cells around it. This buildup of zombie cells is a huge driver behind a lot of age-related diseases.
But here's the thing, shortening telomeres and these zombie cells, they're just two pieces of a much, much bigger puzzle. Scientists have now identified a full dozen distinct ways our bodies break down on a cellular level, and they've given them a name, the 12 hallmarks of aging.
So these hallmarks cover pretty much everything that can go wrong inside our cells. Let's go back to that car analogy. Genomic instability, that's basically DNA damage. It's like rust forming on the car's frame. Mitochondrial dysfunction, that's when your cellular power plants, the mitochondria, start to fail, like a dying battery. And stem cell exhaustion, that's when your body's internal repair crews just get too old and tired to do their job.
And what's really wild is that we can now track all of this with incredible precision.
Scientists have developed what they call aging clocks, like one called Dunedin Pace. It analyzes these little chemical marks on your DNA, and it can tell you not just your biological age, but the speed at which you're aging. It can literally tell you if you're burning through your years faster or slower than the calendar says you are.
So that's the big question, isn't it? If we can measure aging so precisely, can we do something about it? Can we intervene? Well, this brings us to the most exciting part, the future frontier, how science is trying to hack the hands of time.
Okay, so remember those telomeres? The shoelace tips? We know they shorten over time. It's one of the fundamental rules of aging. For the longest time, everyone thought it was a one-way street, but then a groundbreaking study came along and asked a really radical question. What if we could reverse it?
And the answer they got was a resounding yes. Researchers in Israel took a group of healthy adults, all over 64, and put them through a very specific protocol using hyperbaric oxygen therapy, or HBOT. And what they found? Well, it was nothing short of astounding.
Get this. After only 3 months, the participants' telomeres didn't just stop getting shorter, they actually grew longer, by over 20%. They effectively reversed a key indicator of aging at the cellular level. I mean, this is something that was pretty much thought to be impossible. Wow!
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Research is exploding in this area. You've got the calorie study, which showed that just cutting calories by about 12% slowed down the pace of biological aging. Then there's wild stuff, like studies in mice showing that factors in young blood can actually rejuvenate old brains. And scientists are developing drugs called senolytics that are designed to literally hunt down and destroy those zombie cells. It's incredible stuff.
But amidst all this futuristic, mind-blowing science, there's a really crucial reminder from Dr. Luigi Ferrucci at the National Institute on Aging. He says, we don't need a magic pill. The magic pill is already here. And what he means is that the most powerful tools we have right now, things like our diet, exercise, and getting enough sleep, they're already in our hands.
And really, that's the big takeaway here. You have so much more control, so much more agency over how you age than you probably ever thought. The science is making it crystal clear that the choices you make today, tomorrow, every single day are directly influencing the speed of your biological clock. So the question isn't, can we change it? The question is, what are you going to do to change its speed?